I loved what she was talking about, Renee. She was saying that the reason, if you're feeling tired at all, any amount of sort of like fogginess or fatigue, she's saying that our brain, we don't realize how much food our brain needs, how much energy our brain takes up. And she was talking about chess players, like master chess players, and they did all these studies on them, and they found that just sitting there playing chess, they burn 6,000 calories a day sometimes.
Wow.
That's like what Navy SEALs are doing, like just sitting there, just thinking. And what are we doing right now but sitting in our houses thinking, right? Most of us anyway. And so I was like, oh, that's why some days I just am like, ugh, or feeling so foggy or just wanting to go to bed at like 7:30. And so I guess my point is to be really nice to yourself and to remember that, if you do something that requires mental fortitude, and then, it kind of runs your gas tank low. And then later on, if you're confronted with something again that requires some willpower, some fortitude, then you might be bad at it because your brain, it gets tired and it has less fuel to use and it gets a little foggy. And so just know that if your brain is doing a lot of like spinning the wheels, that that might be what's going on. And and that spinning the wheels, our brain is trying to constantly figure out what's going on, right? This new world, even though we're 9 months into it, 10 months into it, we still have to be like constantly trying to reconfigure our world, and that takes a lot of brain power. And so just be really extra kind, and I think also remember to give your brain a rest. And this was what Brene said. She said, build in rest and recovery like an athlete would. You really have to remember that. Build it in, train. How do you train? You train what she says, you have to stay spiritually fit. So, whatever the things that you do that make you feel spiritually fit, whether it be meditating or yoga or praying or walking or, talking with friends or donating your time to some service project, stay spiritually fit. And sleep is like basically self-respect. We need so much sleep. And name it and bring some perspective around it, like, oh, that's why I feel this way. I'm still trying to reconfigure my world, my life in the middle of a pandemic, of two pandemics, a social justice racial pandemic, and the other one. So, anyway, just some thought for today, to be really, really extra tender with yourself. And so I invite you all today. Some of you I know, and some of you I don't know, or some of you have not taken my class before. And I'm so glad that you're here. And what I want to make sure that you know is that everything I say is a suggestion, and you can interpret as you like. And so please feel free to take really good care of your body and rest if you need to. Okay, so sitting well, sitting in a way that feels noble and dignified, and just checking in. You might put a hand on your heart or on your belly or on your face or on your brain under there, anywhere that feels like it needs a little extra tenderness, and just to notice, how am I today? How is my brain feeling? Do I feel clear? Do I feel foggy? Do I feel low? Do I feel bright, energized and effervescent, or kind of sludgy like the snow out there? And to honor that, hold your own hand. We can chant an om together if you like. You can always just listen. We can breathe in a great big inhale. Om. And then starting on backs today. So roll down onto your back and just scoop your knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and a little roll around on the floor. Allow parts of you, any parts, your back, your shoulders, your hips, to kind of smoosh into the floor, to really press and compress your tissues. And then we'll start to add onto this just piece by piece here. So as you hug, you can hug and rock over to one side in a little fetal position. And then pressing into your bottom arm, sit up and stretch your top leg away from you. So you end up sort of like this, one bent knee, one long leg. And you can just do a little soft sideways fold. We're going to do a lot of side body opening today. And then we'll just come on back up. You can kind of snuggle that shoulder back down onto the ground, come back to fetal position, and then roll across the back, go right to the other side. So first curled up like a little rabbit in a den, and then top leg stretches, bottom elbow pushes you up, and you can go right ahead, fold in a little side bend over that leg, and then we'll go right back to the fetal position, curl up like a little rabbit, and then across the middle, just one more like that each side. So roll over, push up. You can let it sort of flow together, let each movement just turn into the next one, and snuggle down and roll across the back. And you're very much in charge of your pace today. If you need to turn the dial up or down, please do that. Okay, so once you've done one more each side, let's roll back across the middle to the first side. And as you press down into the elbow, stretch your top leg out and come up. Do one more side bend, but this time we'll add on to it. You can take that top arm. This time as you come up and around, bring it behind you. Just plant that hand behind your hip. Lift your pelvis up. Sweep that other arm up and across the head over you. Any amount of back bend or side bend. And then just come on down, put your butt back down, curl up in your fetal position again. Come to the middle, roll across the back until you're in the center. And kind of like you're like fishing, you're gonna start to pedal the arms and legs like you're reeling yourself up as slow as you can. Start to coil the spine up, and we'll see how slowly we can reel ourselves up to a sitting position. Oh, there's some tough spots there, right? Especially on a Monday morning. Coming up, and then Baddha Konasana. So bring the soles of your feet together, knees out to the side, and just drape your spine down. If you want to do a little wobble, just a little sort of side to side rock, it can be a really friendly way to introduce yourself to a shape. And then come on up and close your knees together. And that same reeling that we did, we're going to go backwards this time. So both the legs and the arms, doing like a backwards bicycle. Slow. You'll feel, I don't know, for me anyway, there's moments where I just want to collapse. But that's when you want to go really slow over those tough bumps. And then when you get all the way down, curl up on your other side, fetal position, press into the bottom arm, stretch out through the top leg, tip sideways over that long leg. And now we go up and away. So bring that top hand behind your hip, lift your hips up, reach the other arm up in space, move it this way, move it that way. Any which way your body desires, craves to move, and then come on down. Coil back up on your side, little bunny in the den, and then through the middle where we reel ourselves in. Slowly, we take the bicycle, and now we're going up the hill. And when you find those tough spots, maybe you pause there, then you take a breath, and you try to move even slower over that speed bump. And when you get all the way out, bring your feet together, your knees open. How about this time? Come to this Baddha Konasana, but sit really tall. And we'll start from the head. So let your chin drop towards the notch in your collarbones. And see if you can think about coiling the spine down from the top like a cinnamon roll or a fiddlehead fern, trying to coil yourself in. So you can really feel, perhaps you enunciate each section of the spine. And sometimes in the morning, a forward bend like this To me, it always feels sort of like hot lava spreading through my back. Or if you feel any of those spots where you feel some warmth, something happening, you could pause there, take an extra breath into it. And then come on up, close your knees together, reel yourself backwards, take the bicycle backwards down the mountain. Try to resist just falling apart, but eventually come onto your back, and we'll do just like that. One more each side. So roll over onto your side. Stretch the top leg out, come up. Tip it softly sideways. And then come up and away, hand behind the hip, lift your pelvis up, sweep your arm through the stars, or through the snow if it's snowing by you. Come on down, curl up on your side, roll across the back, and get on your bicycle, climb up that hill. When you reach the top, put the bottoms of your feet together. Baddha Konasana, if you like starting at the top, you can, or you could do more of a lean forward. I'll let you choose the next times we do it here. And then come on up, close the knees. Bicycle back down, backwards you go until you're on your back. Fold up on the other side, stretch the top leg out, come up to sit. Tip it softly sideways like you got feather fingers, everything really with a light touch. Come on up, drop the hand behind you. This too, with a soft and tender touch to lift up without any sense of urgency, but just real tenderness. Come on down. Curl up on your side. Roll onto your back. Let's stay here this time. Take a happy baby. Reach up. If you can grab your feet, grab them. If not, grab your ankles or your calves or the backs of your knees or thighs. You can rock a little bit. And then come on up to sit. So let go of the feet if you got them. Just rock yourself up or use your hands to come up. And we'll come to all fours here. If you want any padding for your knees, please use padding for your knees. And coming to all fours, just take your version of cat-cow. So you could just snake your spine around for a handful of breaths. There's no wrong answer. Let your body move you. We're gonna build a bit of a little dance together today, starting with a thread the needle. So take your right arm and slip it underneath your left arm. And as you rest there, right arm is under left arm, you're gonna pick up your left leg and just straighten it straight back behind you on the floor with the toes tucked under. So little by little today. And then pick up that left leg, just float it off the ground. So you're just on one shin. Pick it up even a little higher. And then you're gonna slowly start to swing that left leg out to the side. So we'll eventually put it down just behind your right hand. So try to put that leg down. And then pressing into your two hands. Come on up to a gate pose. So you've got the right knee on the floor, left leg out to the side, and you can side bend over that left leg. Just slide your hand any amount down the leg and reach the right arm up and over your ear. And then really soft, start to turn your nose down, start to round through your upper spine and then your middle spine. We're gonna just turn down towards the floor. Let the fingers trace along the floor in front of your legs to walk all the way over to the other side. Plant your right hand, reach your left arm over your ear, press into your left foot, find the diagonal line of left foot to left fingertips, and then expand it. Try to stretch it infinitely. And then same thing, gonna turn the nose down. I'm gonna sort of turn this into a forward fold where you just drip drip your way down. Bring your left hand to the floor. Walk your hands out in front of you. So you're on hands and knees, but you've got the left leg stuck out to the side. And we'll do this a couple of times. So the first time is just saying hello to this sequence, and then you'll get more familiar with it. So you're on one knee, one leg stuck out to the side. Walk your hands forward until you can take your tailbone and kind of bring it into the body. So you're in a diagonal line. It's more like a knee down push up than it is a hands and knees, right? Butt's not up in the air, but you're really flat like a board from your knees to your head. And then take your elbows, bend them really slowly until you come all the way to the ground. And then right back up, press into your hands, staying in this board-like, plank-like position, tailbone sort of snuggled in, press back up. And then just pull that left leg in. And we'll do that from the other side before we add on. So this time it's going to be your left arm. Slips underneath. No hurry. Remember, we're trying to give the brain a rest here. So just let your body move. Take that right leg, step it back, tuck the toes under. And then float it up off the floor. Maybe float it a little higher. And then you're going to slowly swing it out to the right side. Swing it around and try to put it down a little bit behind that left hand. And then keeping the legs like that, press into your right hand, press into your left hand, come on up. Coming to gate pose, so right leg out to the side, slide the hand down and lean it sideways. Feel your left ribs here, just open, like a big yawn. And can you take that right side and just put it to sleep? Imagine that right side softer than it's ever been, just totally on vacation. And then turn your nose down towards your right foot. Start to create that rounded shape where you're just like melting down. Melting, letting your feather fingers eventually touch the floor. Walk around through the middle and all the way over to the other side where you can wing that right arm up overhead. It's up to you here if you want to make it more classical side bend. If you want to add more of a back bend to it, you can start to peel that right arm back and spiral heart towards the ceiling. So you're in charge. You could even make it more rounded if that's what your body craves. And then go ahead and bring that hand. So start to turn that into a forward bend. Start to round down and bring that right hand down towards the floor. Walk it through the middle. Come through center. So you're on hands and knees, but you've got the right leg stuck out to the side. And then walk it a little more forward so that you can take your tailbone into the body. And then from there, we take the belly, chest, head all the way down in this somewhat strange asymmetrical push-up, and then all the way back up. You're on the knee. Keep it in a nice diagonal line. And then pull the right leg in. So that's where we begin. That's our foundation. And then we're going to add on to that today. So right side again, right arm under left. Scoop it through. Snuggle in, any amount of rocking or wobbling to really say hello sweetly to the shape. And then left leg stretches back, toes tuck under. And then float it, float the left leg up. And you can start to get braver, maybe that you lift it a little more, a little more. Then you're going to swing the left leg out to the left side, trying to go slow motion. And eventually you put it down. And you know, if your right hand grabs that left leg, some of you might reach that. You could do that. You don't have to, but if it's there and it feels like, oh, that would be nice, you could hold on for a moment. And then we'll come on up to gate pose. So use your left hand to push you all the way up. So you're kneeling on the right shin. And take a side bend. Left hand slides down the leg. Right arm curls overhead. So now it's the left side body that's on total vacation. It's just softer than anything. Right side, like a big full body yawn on that right side. Imagine drinking breath in through the ribs there. Turn your nose down. Start to round your body. until you drip your hands down and just sort of sweep them across the ground over to the other side. Lean on the right hand, lift the left arm, side bend, or a little more back bend, or a little more forward bend. Totally up to you. And this time, as you turn the nose down and round forward, you'll walk it through center. So you can stick to the knee here, or if you want to, you can come into this half push-up position, so tailbone in, and then tuck your right toes under. Lift your knee up. So now it's an asymmetrical push-up, and just going all the way slowly, all the way to the floor, all the way down. You can even let your forehead kiss the ground. And then come all the way back up. Try to keep your low belly and low back fused together, the tailbone in the body. How about a downward dog like this? So you're asymmetrical still. Might feel a little strange. Press into the webbing of your hands. Push your pelvis back. And then go ahead and start to walk your hands. We're still asymmetrical. Start to walk your hands back towards your right foot. Just see how far. Just be curious about it. Go really slow. Feeling each little step along the way and curious about how far I can get towards a standing forward bend with that left leg stuck out to the side there. Right? The rest of you, pretend everything but your left leg is trying just to do a simple standing forward bend. It's interesting, right? And then as you come closer to that right foot, just go ahead and pull the left leg in next to it. So you end up towards the back of your space. You have your feet about hip width apart. Hang over your legs. Any arm variation. You can grab your elbows. You can grab the base of your skull or let the hands just dangle. And you could bob around a little bit or flutter the lips out. Spread your feet out on the planet. Open the soles of your feet wide and press them. Every inch of the skin of the soles of your feet. Press it down. Bend your knees a little bit. Let your spine be round and your head hang heavy. And go slow as you roll up. Try to go section by section of your spine. So feeling each, feel the lumbar spine. Try to feel maybe each place where the ribs are attached, right, in your middle spine. And then finally the head comes up. And when you do fully arrive, just feel that, to not miss that feeling of coming up from a long forward fold. And then standing on your left foot, take your right leg into a tree. So just bring it up. You can use your hand. You know, brush your foot against thigh and your thigh against foot. Right? If you need the foot on the floor, use that, or anywhere between the floor and the pelvis. And then once you feel like, okay, I'm pretty steady enough, you let your right palm come face up on your knee or thigh, and your left arm alongside the ear. So bringing a side bend into this one too. And it could be really tiny, that it's almost invisible. Or if you get braver, you know, you could start to make it bigger. Just enough, right? Just give it just enough, just what you need today for your spiritual fortitude, your spiritual fitness. And then come on back up. As you come on back up, bring your hands to prayer at your heart. Bring your right knee. Can you maybe even float that right foot off the thigh, but keep it just like an inch away just for a second, or wherever it is, just float it off the leg. And then slowly start to turn the knee straight ahead. Turn it forward. Lift it up just a tiny bit higher. And then place the right foot down and give your legs a shake out. And then just like a simple sun salutation, take your arms out and up, reach them high. Then dive over the legs, bring your hands to the ground. You can walk your way out into a downward dog. So just a nice normal one this time. None of that weird asymmetry stuff. Roll it out to plank pose. Touch your knees down, child's pose. And have just a moment of deep body rest here, deep brain rest and deep body rest, even if it's just for one breath. And then you can make your way back up onto all fours. We'll do all that from the other side. Let's see if I can remember that. So left arm sliding under the right arm. Thread the needle. Yeah, that's it. And this time it'll be the right leg that stretches back. First the toes curl so you can just sort of get your ground in this new place. And then you can lift the right leg higher, 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 any amount. Start to slowly swing it over to the right. Try to keep it really high. And then eventually you're going to put it down. Then maybe your left hand might reach and grab the front of the ankle or shin, but it doesn't have to. And then coming up for gate pose. Undo the arms, lift your torso. Go sideways over that right leg. Here too, you could always play with adding back bend or more side bend. And then turning it into a melty forward bend, just letting yourself drip down. Slide through the middle and over to the other side. Soft edges as you reach the right arm up and open it. You decide how much spinal extension you want. And then circle it down through the middle, melting back down, this time walking the hands a little more forward. So we're going to end up in this asymmetrical, first the knee down position, and then you decide if you want to tuck the left toes under and come to a knee up, asymmetrical push up, but really slow. Push up, but like turn the speed dial down to like, halfway or less. And then eventually you're all the way on the floor. We'll go right back up. So go ahead and press into your hands. Try to come up your butt and your shoulders all at once. And then asymmetrical downward dog. So that right leg is just stuck out there, sort of an outer space over there. You can start to walk your hands back towards your left foot. Go slow. Slow. This is all kind of new territory. Noticing how close you might be able to get towards a standing forward bend with that left leg, right leg stuck out to the side. And then go ahead and just bring the right leg in. I have to bend my left knee so that I can sort of drag the right leg in. Come into the back of your space, hanging over your legs, bobbing around a little bit, or taking a different arm variation. And then as you roll up soft. So soft knees, heavy head, soft arms. Roll up bone by bone or segment by segment of your spine, trying to really enunciate it. What parts of your spine can you really feel this morning? And when you arrive at the top, you'll stand on the right foot and bring the left leg up for tree. Big tree, little tree, anywhere in between the floor and the hips. Slide that right foot up. Yeah. Or wait, left foot comes up. Yeah. Left foot's up, right foot's down. There we go. And then you could add a little blowing in the wind, side bending action, letting your left palm face up on the thigh and right arm start to sweep alongside the ear. Feel the sensitivity of your skin here. Lovely, wobbly, smart ankle. Bringing it back up, resting the hands at the heart and trying perhaps to float that left foot off the right thigh for a moment. It's okay if it falls down a little bit, and then bring it to center. Start to turn that left leg forward, lift it just a little bit higher, and then carefully place it down. Feel the moment your foot touches. Shake it off. And then simple sun salutation breath, arms out wide and up. Feel your lungs, feel your back, fold forward, touch the ground, walk it out, downward facing dog. Roll it to a plank pose and then touch your knees down, child's pose, deep body rest and deep brain rest. So we're going to put some of this together and try to create a fun pose today. So let's see how this goes. Come on back up to all fours. It'll start the same way. So right arm threading under left, thread the needle. Play with it a bit this time. Let's take an extra 4 or 5 breaths here and just see what your body might create in this shape. Anything goes. There's no wrong answers at all. Okay, and eventually, after another few breaths, you can take that left leg up to the sky and swing it on over towards your right hand. Put it down. Maybe you grab hold, any amount of wiggling and moving around here for a moment. And then you can keep your legs like that as you come up to kneeling on the right shin. So we'll take gate pose again, but trying this time as you come into your gate, you're sliding that left hand down any amount towards the ankle. Try to keep the left hand there. And now trying to close that gate, the right arm circling around and coming it towards the ankle as well. You might reach for the ankle with 2 hands, or you might just keep trying to keep a side bend, but reaching that right hand in the direction of the left hand, of the ankle or shin, any amount. And then feather hands soft folding around towards center and over to the other side. Plant the right hand, lift the left arm. This time you could pick up the left leg and reach back and try to make a bow shape on your knee here. So holding the left foot with the left hand, kicking the foot into the hand to arch the spine, looking up or even looking back. And then just play that in reverse. Straighten the left leg out again. Take the arm overhead. Put the leg down on the floor. And then start to melt through a forward bend. Round your back. Drop your head. Walk it out through the middle. Come to that knee down, push up position, tailbone in. You decide knee down or tuck the toes, knee up. Slow motion, bend of the elbows. Go slow, go slow, go slow. So your belly's all the way down and then just reverse it. Come on back up. So here's where we're gonna change it a little bit. Take your right hand, inch it in so it's underneath your nose more. Now you're gonna start to side plank here. You're gonna take your right foot, spin onto the pinky toe edge of it. So that left leg, it's still sort of stuck out to the side there. But as you start to try to lift the left arm up, you can pull the left leg in. And you can kickstand it in front of the right leg. Or here's the offering for today, combining some things that we've been doing, is you could try to take that left foot into a tree. You could grab it, pick it up, place it anywhere on the right leg, and then adding a side bend, the left arm dripping over the ear, trying to lift up from the underside of the right hip so that whole left side body is in that big wide open yawn. The right side body is the one on vacation. The right rib cage here is just soft. Lift up like a rainbow, and then slowly back to downward dog. Whatever happens, just letting that all go and being right here in the moment. Downward facing dog. Feel your hands and feet on the earth. Imagine opening all the pores in your skin to drink the breath right into your bones. Roll out to plank pose. Take it all the way to the floor this time. So a regular plank lowering all the way down. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be pretty. And when you get there, come to Sphinx, put your elbows on the floor. Elbows on the floor, heart really soft and broad. Tops of the shoulders nice and gentle. And then just widen the elbows to put your head down. So this time, take your hands, come out to your hands, make them a little wider than your shoulders, and peel yourself up like a cobra. Bend your knees. Now take your left knee, pick it up a little bit, and you're going to start to reach it across the right thigh. Reach it behind you, just reach. And maybe you even tap your left toes to the floor, but they don't have to touch. And then back through center. You still got two bent knees. And this time you're going to reach your right leg, pick it up a little bit. Reach the toes back. Reach back and across the left thigh like you would touch your right toes to the floor, but maybe they don't. And then back through center. One more time each side like that. So left toes reaching, reaching. Both knees stay bent. You can pick your chest up a little more, even look over your left shoulder. And then come back through center. And last time. So the right leg lifts, reaches across the left thigh and back. Pick up the chest. Turn, look over the right shoulder. And come on back. Rest for a moment. You might make a pillow with your hands or just make cactus arms and turn your head to the side. Shake your butt out. Deep body and deep brain rest. And then coming back through all fours. Last roll through this whole business. So left arm slides under the right arm. Thread the needle. And really do make this your own, play, snuggle, move, shift, whatever you need, rest. And then you can eventually stretch the right leg back. Maybe you lift it up, wave it around, or try to bring it really high just for fun. Swing it around and over towards that hand. Carefully placing right foot down, and as you do, you can pick your chest up. Yeah, press into your hand, lift your torso up, and a side bend over that long right leg. So first a gate pose, kind of more traditional, I guess. I don't know, who knows what's traditional anyway. It's all made up by somebody. And then turning towards that right foot, reaching in its direction. Maybe you hold two hands to the ankle, or maybe you're just creating more of a roundness, but really reaching, trying to move the left hip away as you reach towards the right foot. And then circle down and walk it all the way over to the other side, where you can come to this up and away. Or you can pick up the right foot and maybe you hold. If you don't reach back there, you just have the intention. Just intend the hand towards the foot, arching the spine. Maybe the face gets a little softer. Can you locate anywhere in your body that feels good, that feels like effervescent here? Sort of bubbly and light, and just focus on that. And then play it backwards in reverse. Stretch out the right leg, take the arm overhead, put the foot down. Start to round forward until you walk your hands all the way around through the middle. Walk them forward, tailbone into the body. Either tucking the left toes under or not, you choose. Slow motion, lower yourself all the way to the floor. And slow motion, press it right back up. Okay, that left hand, bring it underneath you a little more. Start to swing onto the pinky toe edge of the left foot, and you can drag that right foot in. You're either going to kickstand it, take a side plank like that, nice and supported. Wow. You feel like you can still breathe and have a sense of
freedom by picking up that right foot and taking it into a tree. Do that. But you decide if it no longer feels like spiritual fitness to you, if it feels too much, put it back on the floor. Try to create, if you have the tree, more side bend. Let the right arm fall overhead, almost like the right fingertips want to touch the floor, or they want to touch the left wrist even. And then slow motion, if you can, turn it into a downward dog. Roll it out into a plank and lower that plank down to the floor. Sphinx pose one last time, elbows on the ground. It's such a lovely shape, isn't it? And so wonderful. What's happening, that compression? Do you feel it in the low back? What feels like pressure? Your tissues love that. The bones of your spine love that. This is how we thrive and become less fragile. Widen the elbows, let yourself down, shake your butt out a little bit. And then coming back up. So just like we did before, wider hands now, shoulder width or a little more than shoulder width, I would say. Yeah, quite a bit more. And then peeling the chest up as you bend the knees. And you're going to first reach the left foot back and across. Keep lifting the chest. Can you go so far that you roll over that right hip and come right to sit with sort of pinwheel legs here? So you end up sitting like this. And then we'll just go right back the other way. So turning towards the right, bringing your hands down, rolling onto the belly, knees stay bent. And this time it's the right leg that picks up, reaches back and across, pick up your chest, turn your whole body to the right until you end up sitting. Let's go back over to the other side. So falling back onto the belly, first left hand and then right hand to the floor, roll across the belly, pick up that left knee, reach it back and across. Reach the toes towards the floor, peel the chest up, turn towards the left, come to sit. And as you come to sit, stay in this pinwheel leg position. Take your hands, interlace them behind your back, stretch your knuckles back, and lean just about halfway forward over that right leg and stay. Press your legs down. Push them like you could push them right through the floor. Reach your knuckles back. And then slowly come up tall with the torso. Release your interlaced hands. Turning your whole body back towards the front. So twisting towards the right. First the right hand comes down. And as you fall onto the belly, the left hand comes down. Two knees stay bent. Roll across the belly. And reach your little right leg back behind the left one. Pick up the chest. Twist and turn. Look over the right shoulder until you come to sit. Coming to sit with these staggered legs, hands interlaced behind you. Put the other thumb on top. Charge the arms back. Reach the heart forward. Come down halfway. And stay, plug the legs in. Plug the legs in, give the hands a little squeeze, turn the lights on, and the whole house here, everything really effervescent and bright. And this time as you come up, just releasing the arms. And just turn around towards the front of your space or so that you can see me. Doesn't matter where you are actually. Have your feet a little wide, wider than your hips, your hands behind you, and just let your knees go side to side. Rinse it off. Side to side, and then from side to side, you can come to the middle, stretch your legs out in a V, and sit in a wide straddle here. Any amount of walking forward that you're able to do, go for it.
Weave your way back up. You can gather your hands on the insides of your knees so that you can scoop your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around the shins. Let your head drop and your back round. Jaw soft and easy. And then up to you, you can either roll back and take a shoulder stand plow if you like that, or you could just stretch your legs forward and you could do this seated forward bend. Okay, sometimes I like to do this one, the seated forward bend, with my arms wrapped under the legs. And they may straighten, they may not. It's a much more rounded version. So you might try that if that feels interesting to you. Or really, it's your moment here, the last moment of class. So if there's anything else that your body is longing for, do that. Any other spiritual fitness that you need to stay in good shape for what we're going through. I'd say take another full minute or so. So there's no hurry here. A whole minute to do one last shape. Maybe a twist if you want to do a twist on each side, a headstand. Yeah, handstand. Go for it. And there's absolutely no rush, but as you feel ready, you could start to make a place for yourself to rest. Need extra warm things or a pillow, you can grab that. You could invite yourself to have deep body and deep brain rest, even just for one breath. That's something as an act of great self care and self respect. to stay longer, please do. Otherwise, you could invite the next couple of breaths to be a little wider. Feel how they naturally expand as you bring your attention to your breath. You can invite that breath into your fingers and your toes, and they might begin to wiggle, feeling the effervescence of your bioelectricity. And as you stretch or wiggle, you might slowly make your way back to sit if you're coming up. The other thing is that our neural network, it's part of a much bigger neural network that's connected to everyone in our life. And so important to remember that, that if we feel tired, sometimes it's lack of connection. So just to even look in the little boxes and know that our networks are all reconnecting. And this is a part of spiritual fitness. So I thank you all so much. We can close it with an Om. If you want to bring your hands together onto your heart, leave them on your thighs. Om. Thanks for being part of my spiritual fitness.
Thank you.